Welcome to a Screwed Generation production.
In the year 2000, the Watchtower published a brochure that stated this about salvation. Do they believe that they are the only one who will be saved? No, millions that have lived in centuries past and who were not Jehovah's Witnesses will come back in a resurrection and have an opportunity for life. Many now living may yet take a stand for truth and righteousness before the Great Tribulation, and they will gain salvation.
Question. Does this mean the Pentecostal have a chance to obtain salvation?
We'll see. Only Jehovah's Witnesses, those of the anointed remnant, and the great crowd as a united organization under the protection of the Supreme Organizer, have any scriptural hope of surviving the impending end of this doomed system dominated by Satan the devil.
What about the Catholics? Must they also become Jehovah's Witnesses?
What does God require of those who will reside forever upon his paradise earth? Let us examine 4 basic requirements. We'll start at number 3. The third requirement is that we be associated with God's channel, his organization. Similarly, Jehovah is using only one organization today to accomplish his will. To receive everlasting life in the earthly paradise, we must identify that organization and serve God as part of it.
Seventh Adventists? They came out of the Second Adventist movement like Russell.
Any person who wants to survive into God's righteous new order urgently needs to come into a right relationship with Jehovah and his earthly organization now. And while now the witness yet includes the invitation to come to Jehovah's organization for salvation, the time no doubt will come when the message takes on a harder tone like a great war cry.
What about someone who trusts in no organization but only trusts in Jesus Christ?
Do not conclude that there are different roads or ways that you can follow to gain life in God's new system. There's only one. There was just one ark that survived the flood, not a number of boats. And there will only be one organization, God's visible organization, that will survive the fast-approaching Great Tribulation. It's simply not true that all religions lead to the same goal. You must be part of Jehovah's organization, doing God's will in order to receive his blessings of everlasting life. Did Jehovah ever use more than one organization during any period of time? In Noah's day, only Noah and those with him inside the ark had God's protection and survived the floodwaters. Also in the 1st century, there were not 2 or more Christian organizations. God dealt with just the one. There was just the one Lord, one faith, one baptism. Likewise, in our day, Jesus Christ foretold that there would be only one source of spiritual instruction for God's people. This organization of God's servants is known as Jehovah's Witnesses. Make haste to identify the visible theocratic organization of God that represents his King Jesus Christ. It's essential for life. Doing so, be complete in accepting its every aspect. We cannot claim to love God yet deny his word and channel of communication. Only Christian witnesses of Jehovah who successfully pass this test will survive and come forth like fire-refined gold for God's use in his precious new order. In fact, with God's day of judgment so near today, all the world should keep silent before the sovereign Lord and hear what he says through the little flock of Jesus' anointed followers and their companions, his other sheep. Annihilation awaits all who will not listen and who therefore set themselves against rule by God's kingdom. Where did we learn Bible truth in the first place? Would we know the way of truth if it had not been for guidance from the organization? Really, can we get along without the direction of God's organization? No, we can't. Come to me, all you who are toiling and loaded down, and I will refresh you. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am mild-tempered and lowly in heart, and you will find refreshment for your souls. For my yoke is kindly, and my load is light.
Come to the Watchtower, all you who are toiling and loaded down, and it will oppress you. Take its yoke upon you and work relentlessly, for it is demanding and haughty in heart, and you will find emptiness in your souls, for its yoke is rough and its load is heavy.